Hello, monsters abound here, and welcome to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires, and a part of my Clan Eshin Campaign. Good. We've got Clan Mulder, and the amazing Fizzle Rat is fighting 2 Hell Pit Abominations, 3 Hell Pit Abominations. He's fighting all the that's because he's the hero that we didn't really ask for, but he is quite visible, and that's a problem for him. Meanwhile, the Gutter Runners have quickly dealt with everything else, as is tradition. Now, the amazing Visible Rat is now being pile driven by Hell Pit Abominations, and they're very angry. But that does mean the Gutter Runners have got time to pick off these Rat Ogres, which could potentially be a bit of a problem. And this Hell Pit Abomination is actually going to catch up with us with only almost did with only 37 speed. I think when Gutter Runners are bunched up like this, they block each other's. Which is another reason why skirmish mode is garbage, and I shouldn't be using it, but I am. The enemy general has been killed by Deathbar Snitch and Lurk, and the Hell Pit Abominations are continuing to, well, maul currently the decoys to death. They've also managed to catch some of the Eshin Triads down here, so we're seeing some Death Runners in to assist with that. The plan is, now that we've dealt with most of the enemy infantry, pick off these Hell Pit Abominations one by one. Get them, lads. Don't be shy. Chuck more, that's it. Yep, so many shurikens it actually lags the game. Perfect, there we go. Right, Hell Pit Abomination, of course, they have I think they've got like a 50% chance to revive, or they end up spawning Skaven Slaves. I don't know what the Skaven Slaves, what's their mood about this? They suddenly come into existence from the entrails of a Hell Pit Abomination. That's a hell of a way to be introduced to the world, isn't it? Yeah, more Skaven Slaves. I don't think I've ever seen a Hell Pit Abomination resurrect itself. Never mind. We've got a big old mess down here as Hell Pit Abominations launch themselves into this melee. The Death Runners are slowly picking them off one by one. We've also got Deathbar Snitch and Lurk in this mess. More Death Runners flanking in. We've also got the Le Grand Fromage, just in case. The amazing Fizzle Rat has had enough and is running away. I can't really blame him, to be honest. He was fighting most of them at one point. And I turned off. I got bored of moving my Gutter Runners, so I've just decided to let them tank the Hell Pit Abomination while we chuck shurikens at it. I mean, you know, it's fine. There's always more Gutter Runners. I mean, the Hell Pit Abomination looks great. It's just not a unit I don't think I've ever recruited. Now, Hell Pit Abomination routing is actually probably better than it spawning those Skaven Slaves, because that just means there's more stuff to kill. Now, that one's running away. Those units run. The Rat Ogres are returning, but then break and shatter as army losses takes effect. Most of the Gutter Runners are, in fact, chasing down the Hell Pit Abomination. I need to kill them off. I think this army was marching, but I can't remember. So, just to be sure, let's make sure that none of those Hell Pit Abominations get away. Well, that's a whole load of Clan Mulder dead. I honestly don't know how I would kill this army. This army, like the army that I have, it would be an absolute sodding nightmare to fight. I actually lost my Wheels of Doom, but I'm not too cut up about that, to be honest. All those Gutter Runners kiting, all that speed. I mean, I legitimately don't know how I would deal with that. It would be tough. It would be really tough. Very, very tricky. Never mind. The amazing Visible Rat is going to... Flensing Ruin's so bad. Like, I've used it, and it does legitimately almost nothing. But fine. We'll round out your skill tree with that one. Right, we're moving northward. This is all looking very, very good. This is looking good. So far, so good. We're moving on the doors over here. We just need to kill the dwarves to secure victory. If we have a look at the victory conditions, we just need 15. I mean, that should be fairly straightforward. I reckon if we confederate with Queek, I reckon he's probably got that. So we can probably just win. We're actually losing quite a lot of money now, which is not the best. It's because of Krelk here. Krelk just has a lot of shit, and also we're spending a lot of money on agent actions, which I should really stop doing. And I'm spending a lot on agents, to be honest, because each one of these guys is 320. How many agents do I have? I've lost fucking count. Legitimately, I've lost count. How right. If I find somewhere I can recruit assassins, which is basically anywhere around here, really, isn't it? Right, I've got 13 of the buggers. So that means I'm spending at least 3,200 and then some just on assassins. They're not cheap. They're not bloody cheap. Now, does this have a full garrison? It does. There's probably a full army as well there. So that's fun. I mean, what we could do... Hang on. What we could do... Is it a Great Fire? So we could do a Great Fire. And if we did that on Karakadrin, that would knock the fuckers out, wouldn't it? So I could do this. I don't know. Carl Franz, where are you? That's right. I've learned where the... No, not you. Greg? Okay, Greg, you're going to do this. Good. Good. Right, that gives us all our thingies. Then we can... Deathmaster Snitch. We're going to... The Great Fire. We're going to do it here. Basically, that will nuke that entire town. That means they won't be able to recruit reinforcements. Or... Because I reckon all of that's... What they've got there is probably... We could check, couldn't we? Could Sneaky Scouting do it? If I do Sneaky Scouting, we send... Fucking, I don't know. Send Shife. Because that's going to use one. Okay.
I will not disgrace my ancestors.
So we can't... Oh, we can see what's being built there. Perfect. Right, so they... I mean, they don't have... They can recruit hammers and iron breakers, but that's basically about it.
Not likely.
But if we firebomb this place... If we firebomb the shit out of it... Great Fire... Then they'll have to rebuild that city.
Blades hidden, blades ready. Wounded one watches me.
Oh dear. It's all on fire. Okay, Shife, you're in charge until Deathmaster Snitch returns from doing that. That's a lot on fire, and it has completely leveled that, which means they're going to have to rebuild everything from the starts. It doesn't reduce the level, so it's still level 5, so they can still... But it will stop them from basically doing or recruiting any more nasty units. They'll have to start all over again. That gives us a few turns to get up here and take them out. I think that's smart. So that's what we're doing. Jeremy, you're not doing anything. Everyone just relax, okay? We've got this. I reckon this is the end game. Hello. It's a big old squad, isn't it? Mind you, we kind of knew this might be coming. Can Ulysses take them? I reckon he can. I mean, the only slight problem is that there's a couple of units here that are going to be visible, and they're going to get pounded into oblivion. On the other hand, that might be useful.
Open throats, spill blood.
It's quite a large force for Ulysses to take on. Can he do it? He's got reinforcements arriving from his rear. Lots of giant slayers as well, so this is going to tie us up for quite a while we just whittle these guys down. We've also got artillery coming in, there's thunderers, there's all this kind of nasty stuff, and meanwhile we have the main army now coming up behind us, being led by Grombrindle. Now the main issue here is that these units will spot our gutter runners, and that means the enemy artillery coming in from behind will actually be able to see our gutter runners and then obviously pound them with artillery. So what we need to do is kill off these guys before The enemy reinforcements, or rather the main army, are in range. So we've got some runners flanking around the side there. These Slayers are in combat with Toxide, with Ulysses, and with Martin. And we're chucking little spiky balls at them. Not very fast though. Come on lads, let's pick up the slack. I'm not paying you by the fucking hour. They're also trying to take out those Thunderers as well, to be fair. And we've got, yeah, I mean, these Giant Slayers will do considerable damage to the Tail Slashers, should we let them. More Gut Runners flanking. We need to take out this artillery before it does too much damage. These Thunderers are causing us a little bit of a problem. We've got some menace from below in amongst these Thunderers, locking those into combat as well. And now Ungrim Iron Fist. That's right, old Ungrim is leading this army, and he's back. Back again. Ungrim's back. I mean, you could tell a friend, but they probably can guess, because, oh, fuck this guy. Every single fucking army I fight, he seems to be there. I see him in my nightmares. I go down to Morrison's to do a quick shop, and he's there, picking up a can of beans and some more toilet paper than he should be. This guy's hoarding toilet paper. What a dick. We're just fleeing, like, fuck off. Go on, piss off. Just hit him with all your balls. Hit him with your balls! Toxide and Martin being like, I don't want to face that. Poor old Ulysses actually taking quite a beating, but he's now just flinging throwing stars at stuff, and he's actually doing... I hadn't really realised how much damage these Master Assassins did with shurikens, but fuck me, it's absolutely devastating. He will rack up a lot of kills. Ungrim is continuing to get absolutely battered, but he's soaking up a lot of our ammunition doing this, but I don't really have any other way of killing him. He won't run away. And now he's throwing himself into the Eshin Triads and chopping them up, and I'm like, I don't really want that. No, run away, guys. Don't... See what happens? See what happens? No, you guys don't want to fight him either. You saw what happened to the Triad? Oh, God. Go on, run away, and we'll continue to chuck balls at him. More balls. New ball. And new ball, and new ball. What we need is some ball rats to go and collect the balls that we've thrown. That's it. Shurikens, balls, shurikens, ball. There we go, he's dead. Fuck for that. Right. Enemy reinforcements are making their way towards us. And, unfortunately, because these units are still running away, they can still spot us, which means we are currently fairly fucking visible. So we need to wipe them out ASAP, get them to flee off the battlefield so we can slink back into the shadows. Look at this prick. Look at him. Can someone please stab him? Okay, we're going to send the Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers up front to get pounded by artillery because that's what they're going to do. Are these battlefields pretty? Like, they're so nice. And it's just a shame you end up fighting on this flat plane. I know, I constantly complain about that. Right, right, we're getting mangled by artillery who are now in range. We're going to try and take them out. So we set some menace to below there, which has managed to, I think, knock out those grudge throwers. I don't think they're actually returning to. Sometimes, when you attack a crew, they kind of, like, don't bother going back to their artillery. They just kind of wander off, which is, I mean, a little bit cheesy, but I'll take it. So, our forces should be hidden away now. Yeah, so all these guys are hidden. It's just the Tail Slashers that have been spotted, and they're soaking up some fire for us. Thank you very much, boys. Now, the enemy army's kind of split into two, with the missile units hanging back, and the infantry sort of... Well, there's one unit of infantry ranging forward, which is not really ideal. What I wanted was the artillery to be hitting the Tail Slashers, and then the rest of the army moving up. And then, I mean, maybe I shouldn't have been... I should have held off with the menace from below, but I've managed to kill most of the cannon crew here. So that's good. So now pulling back, here come these giant slayers. We're going to chuck shurikens at them until they fuck off. There we go. Lovely, that's it. Right in the back. Well, they shouldn't be shot by shurikens. I mean, well, to be fair, your clans already shun you because you're giant slayers, so don't know what you're whinging about. Okay, that unit of Giant Slayers is almost dead. More infantry moving up. Now, the enemy missile units are kind of holding back, and I'm okay with that, because it means we can deal with the infantry and then sweep in and knock out those missile units. Well, that's the theory anyway. Those Giant Slayers have been mostly dealt with. There we go. Done. It's a waste of ammo. More Giant Slayers approaching, and of course some Slayers as well. These guys got whirling. Yeah, so they do have bronze shields, don't they? Yeah, that's right. The Giant Slayers don't. They don't have any missile resistance, but the Slayers do actually have some missile resistance. Right, these tail slashers are going to get chopped up, which is fine, because that's what they're here for. We've also got the these guys, Council Guard. The Council Guard are being held back just in case. And, I mean, Ulysses here racking up so many kills with his shurikens. I mean, maybe it's just because the Slayers don't have any armor, so they just... Like, did you just see that shuriken shot? He, like, carved the head off, like, 5 dwarves. Fucking ludicrous. Yeah. Like, it's fucking amazing. Yeah. I mean, holy shit. Ulysses, I've been like throwing you into melee combat all this time. I should have just been keeping you out, letting you like, fling your shurikens. You've got such a lot of ammunition. You could just fling shurikens all day long. Don't get shot up by the Thunderers though. We've got some Slayers attacking our flank. That's a bit of a problem, but our Eshin Triads are there. See, the Eshin Triads do come in useful. Admittedly, just to be used as a roadblock, but still, that's still useful. And Ulysses up to 80 kills now. He's done a lot of damage with those shurikens. We've almost finished the campaign. I've just learned that Master Assassin's pretty good at throwing shurikens. Probably should have guessed that at the start. Never mind. Anyway, I mean, one of the problems with Total Warhammer is because of the logistics, the upkeep. You don't generally have that many armies, and so you never really expect. I don't know. It's one of those things we go, well, I'd like more generals, but on the other hand, do you want more armies to control? Because that means, you know, who knows. Anyway, the Death Runners flanking in. It's one of those things where I go, it might be a good idea, but I actually don't know the repercussions of my choices. So Death Runners flanking in, taking out those missile units. Absolutely, look at that, coming right in the back there. Using their camo to remain hidden until the last possible second. Jumping in, locking down those Thunderers. Perfect. The Council Guard dying to a rat against these Slayers and also Grombrindle. Grombrindle's going to be a bit of an issue. My hope is we can kill his army and then maybe he'll run away. At least Ungrim's already dead. So our Gutter Runners are actually heading for the artillery. I'm going to see if I can knock those guys out. There are the Skalder Guard though. Those guys are a problem, and also Ulthar's Raiders, who are also their axe throw boys. The Council Guard, there's only 2 of them left now. One of them left.
So many grudges that need
Nope, he's died. I think he got murdered by his own unit. I mean, that's very scaven. And I don't know what to do about Grombrindle, so we're just going to sort of like let him kill some Eshin Triads. Meanwhile, the Death Runners have mopped up the missile units. Look at that, just carving through them, racking up so many kills. 105 kills, 44 kills. Just ripping through those Thunderers, mopping them up before they can do too much damage. We've still got lots of Gutter Runners who I'm now throwing into melee combat as they run out of missile attacks. No ammo. The Skalder Guard are vaporizing Gutter Runners, but we're now going to get into combat with them. I mean, what's left of our Gutter Runners are going to get into combat with them. And they're not actually bad on the attack, but I think our Gutter Runners should be able to finish them off. More Gutter Runners taking out these cannon units, and it looks like the Gutter Thrower is just a little bit too close to pound us, but we're just going to make sure we get a little bit closer, just make sure they can't open fire on us. There we go, and our army loss is now taking effect as these units shatter, and with any luck Grombrindle is the same. Yes, Grombrindle's running away as well, but he's almost dead as our poor battered heroes go to finish him off. I mean, Grombrindle and Ungrim defeated in one battle. Ulysses just knocking out the park. What a guy. The man, the rat, the legends. Ulysses. Holy shits. Okay, well that's fine, because that's my army that I... Okay, that I don't care about. Wissenland getting in a jab there, but no biggie.
You have words. Snitch has ears.
Hello, you're a non-aggression pact. You're going to pay me money. I will take your non-aggression pacts because I have no desire to fight anyone else. I've got enough people to fight me. Okay, well, Ulysses' army took quite the beating. Unfortunately, I don't know if we can push on and take out Karak Hearn. We might be able to do it. Oh, Morphic got stabbed. Not and the jewelry. Oh, but the jewelry man's back. Lost a couple of settlements. Not really the worst thing. Let's give Ulysses stand or die. Sure, and let's. Can we? We can bop you. Perfect. Can nom you for a little bit of an extra treat. And if we just build a... How long is that going to take? Only one turn. I don't know why it takes Deathmask Snitch's army like 3 turns to build a siege engine. I don't really understand that. Hello. Well, this is not going to work out very well for you, is it? Like, I know Deathmask Snitch is off doing things, but I don't really think you can... Yeah, see? This... Right, well, that didn't work out for you, did it? Shife just murdered you. Absolutely tore you to pieces. No contest. Right.
Master Engineer. No. Not possible.
Okay, they've still not built anything, but they are still recruiting. However, with this settlement under siege, they do have Mongol... So, they can still global recruit. But I think... how many settlements have they got? So 3. So yes, so we've got 1 under siege, 1 we've burned to the ground. So they just have this one. So ideally, we could take out that one. So we can get Shife to do that next turn. Let's go with, I don't know, tail weapon? Sure. Sure. And I would prefer... It's a 33% chance. Failure. Not a surprising one.
This is not in the Damas Kron.
We still have a couple of armies in the way. And I really need to deal with this stack. So I'm going to move up to engage that because although it looks nasty, I think Chief Miles O'Brien... you know, we're fighting fire with fire here because it's a very... They're both very Clan Scryer heavy armies. But I think we've got the upper hand. Mostly because we stabbed them earlier. That's how you play Skaven. Talking of stab in the back. Crackle bomb. Respected and feared. Sure. Sure.
Kill, die.
And you guys, again, right, Ulysses, you've pretty much got everything I want. So I guess piercing shots, because apparently your shuriken, I hadn't really realised how devastating the shurikens from the assassins are, but they're really nasty. Like Ulysses was out of combat and was just racking up the kills with just like chucking shurikens in people's faces, and he just wouldn't stop. Now, for some reason, Vlad is still alive. I don't quite understand how, considering I'm military allies with him, and he was at war with a few bits and pieces, but not very much. And he's like, Wissenland has yet to crush him, which is surprising to me. Who is Clan Moulder at war with? Where are you? There you are.
Master of Seers.
So you are... I mean, you don't get on with Wissenland, but you're not at war with them. You really should be. Right, by rights, you should be. Where's Queek gone? Why have you run away?
Do you take me for a wazzock?
Come back here and fight, you useless bastards. Honest to God. Do I have to do everything myself? Apparently so. Do we have anything else to do? I don't think. I think we're just gonna plow on, see if we can take out the dwarves. They're almost dead. Hello? Oh, well, that's not good. Or is it? Might be fine.
Overrun them!
Being jumped. This is a bit of an issue. It's fine though. We can fight our way out of this. So we're sending storm vermin to tank the other storm vermin. We've got death runners tanking the storm vermin as well. Over here we've had to send a unit of warp fire throwers to tank this unit of storm vermin, but the other warp fire throwers can now light them up, and that should hopefully mean they are fine. We've got a lot of enemy weapon teams on the right flank, and we're having to send one unit of storm vermin to go and die. They're getting ripped apart by a hail of fire. The rest of them, though, are chasing off these death glow bombardiers and rattling guns, warp fire throwers over there. We're just going to chase them away and try and keep them busy. We've actually knocked out one unit of rattling guns with the teeth breakers already. We're taking a little bit of damage here as the enemy general rushes in to engage Natty Bubo's sharpshooters, and unfortunately avalanche mortars are being tanked by a unit of clan rats, but our warp fire throwers are now chasing off some of the enemy warp lightning cannons. We have this now under control, I think, as we had to send the gutter runner slingers in to tank yet more storm vermin, but they're actually doing okay against them. Death runners now hunting down units. We've got a bit of a blob on this flank here, but our artillery and weapon teams are concentrating their fire to take them out. So winning that. Our general is rushing back to engage the enemy general, and the warp fire throwers are just lighting up storm vermin left, right and centre, and that's looking pretty good so far. There's still a few enemy weapon teams meandering around, these rattling guns being chased off by some clan rats, and the blight scabs plague pack knocking out those death globe are they death globe bombardiers? Oh, yeah, I was like, I thought the bombardiers was the mortar teams, but no, that's different. Warp fire throwers though are hiding in the forest and lighting up the blight scabs plague pack, but that's fine because I'm not too worried about losing them. This army is the worst one I've seen from Clan Molder, so if we can knock it out, we've basically got this in the bag. The warp fire thrower is being attacked by some clan rats, but that's not too bad, and we've managed to knock out the enemy general and the units attacking the avalanche plague mortars. Where are they? The avalanche mortars, there they are. Clan rats being picked off. Our warp fire throwers have broken. However, we did manage to fight our way out of this ambush, despite the fact that it was a nasty one. Some enemy reinforcements are arriving, but it's just the garrison from the nearby city, and I'm going to be honest, they are absolutely no threat whatsoever. Okay, a little bit dicier than it probably should have been, but we won, so that's fine. No problem. I mean, I knew they could like ambush, but I was like hoping they wouldn't get it. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Losing a few more settlements to Wittenberg, but that's not really a concern. Where the hell? I don't even know who you are, so I'm just going to kill you and then eat you. Oh, it's Zufbar. I'm hoping Zufbar does not confederate with the dwarves, because if they do, it's going to really annoy me. I can see them doing it, but it would be nice if they didn't. So apparently we've got a dwarf hide banner, so that's nice. You know, some soft furnishings really brighten the place up. That's good. Foul pendant, metastone's back. We need to kill.
No, Gracie, never wrong.
Okay, are you building stuff? Okay, you're building stuff, but slowly. Building stuff, but slowly. So we should be able to bop this. Didn't even lose anyone. Nice. If I make that rank 3... Ooh. Clan superior. In fact, you know what? I haven't actually given Miles much, have I? He's got a break. I don't really need that. Storm banner, meh. Banner of Clan Superiority. Good. Beard thing sacrificed. Don't really need that, to be honest. We could probably get rid of that. We got lots of them. And a banner of the Is it the banner of the Gnawing Tide? Yeah, okay, I'll grab some of those. That sounds pretty good. Do you actually have it? You don't know. God. Okay, you can have that. Have a Helm of Discord. And yeah, Talisman of Endurance. Have a Potion of Toughness. That's all you can have. It's not bad. That's fine. You can have a Doom Wheel at rank 15, but now you can have a Brass Orb. So that's pretty good. Amazingly, you survived that. Good stuff there. Okay, what is... God, more stuff. Okay, but at least we've got 2 armies up here now. We've got 2 armies. I can also bring Scheif up there. We can take out this and set up a little hidey hole in there. There we go. Good stuff. So we'll grab that one. They are down to... Basically, I mean, I don't know how much stuff they can have on one settlement. One settlement that doesn't even... I mean, they've got a trinket maker. And that's going to be under siege fairly soon. It doesn't even have walls, so we should just be able to walk in and take it. Morlock is a bit of a problem, but I reckon... The problem is there's so many dwarves there.
Not possible.
There's a lot of dwarves. How do we feel about that? I think we're okay. I think we're okay because once we've healed up, we've got, what's that? 5 Plague Claw catapults, a Warp Lightning Cannon, and a host of other bits and pieces.
Futile.
I don't know what you've got. I'm just hoping it's less than that. We can but hope. We can but hope. You know what? Let's bring some assassins up, because if we can get some assassins up here, that could actually be very useful for us. So every assassin is gonna converge on the last dwarf hidey hole. Anyone's going to be there. It's going to be the highlight of the season. You are fucking miles away. You are never going to make it up here in time. It's just too far. Right, Ekrund will beef up you just because there's Bretonnians heading this way. And frankly, I can't be bothered to deal with them. That is... I don't really care. You too!
Fight, kill, death.
Etu Marienburg. Now, I don't know if I just saw what I just saw, but that appears to be Ungrim Iron Fist with a 13 stack appearing out of fucking nowhere. Because I'm fairly sure you should not have that much stuff.
All hail, horned rat.
Okay, Belagar's heading this way with stuff. You are... Right, you're building more stuff. I was hoping we'd get there, but... I mean, at least we won't have any Iron Breakers. Iron Breakers are off the table now, at least. That's something.
Chosen.
I think not.
Okay, what I'm going to do... I'm going to pop you there.
Scream.
And I'm going to pop you there. Let's assault Morlock here. Okay, that did a good amount of damage. In fact, should we ambush both?
Listen to me.
Then, if one gets spotted, it's not a big deal. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Krelk, you're going to get Wither.
Do you take me for a
If we can crush this army, we should be fine. But first, we're going to have to deal with this little problem, which we can auto-resolve, so that's fine. I'm going to auto-resolve.
Greedy.
Okay. The dwarves are down to 1 settlement. They only have 1 settlement left. It's been burned to the ground. We're almost there. Okay, we've got the ambush, which is exactly what I wanted. So what we got? Clan superiority. Okay, we'll just whack that on those boys then. Well, actually, do I want to do that? What does clan superiority do? Reduces melee attack and leadership. Okay. So let's pop that on the Death Runners then, because that'll be quite useful. And let's pop that on those guys. And then the Banner of the Under Empire, which does like AoE damage, can do that. And we'll pop that on that. Okay, we can.
Overrun them.
I mean, we could. I mean, I need to. I have to. A little bit of friendly fire there, but nah. Ambushes are just a way of life for Skaven, aren't they? I guess it does make a lot of sense. It's quite powerful, though. Ambushes do mean you can do a lot of damage very, very quickly. So we've got a lot of might. I mean, while Storm Vermin are tanking a lot of this stuff, these Giant Slayers are doing a lot of damage to the Storm Vermin, though. The Storm Vermin not doing a lot of damage to them in return. I guess they've just got a lot of melee. Well, they don't have a lot of melee. Well, I guess they're better. The Avalanche Mortars are pounding the Dwarves and the Storm Vermin at the same time, but, I mean, if you didn't want to be hit by your own units, artillery, then you shouldn't have been born a Skaven. Lots of dwarves there, but getting absolutely torn apart as the Storm Vermin push forward. Those miners getting... Oof. That's a lot of... That's superheated jam right there. Storm Vermin pushing forward. Our left flank kind of collapsed against the Giant Slayers, but the right flank, supported by our weapon teams, has done very, very well, and now turning around to engage the Dwarf front. These Storm Vermin are basically dead, so I'm just going to pound them with Death Globes and kill as many dwarves as possible. Light Scabs Plague Pack. There they are, fighting both Belagar and Throgard. Damn over there. Now, our poor general, Miles O'Brien, he does his best, but he's a warlock engineer. He's a scientist. He's not a fighter. Admittedly, he does have a big spiky, choppy bike thing, but still. He's not really a melee character. He's more for killing infantry. But he's pretty good at that. There we go. Belagar and his Thane running for their lives. Some of the Plague Pack getting annihilated by their own weapon teams, as is tradition. And we're going to try and get them away from these Giant Slayers who are trying to set on fire. But it might end up that we end up lighting up the Plague Scat. The Blight... Oh, fuck. I can't... The Plague Monks, right? We're going to light up the Plague Monks as well. And to be honest, they could probably do with it. They're riddled. Riddled, I say. Okay. I mean, we lost quite a few Storm Vermin, but that's what they're there for. I mean, they're basically just slightly classier clan rats.
Many blades watching. Yes.
Hello. A peace treaty? I mean, that would solve a lot of my problems, so yes, you're on. Yes, I mean, obviously, once we've won the campaign, we'll move on to something else. But in the grand scheme of things, I would say that we peace out for the moment, then backstab them once we've dealt with all the other threats, right? That's what Skaven would do. We're not friends. Okay, how are we doing up here? Right, so you fled, which is perfect.
Move.
So let's move our boys up. We can get the little ambush there. We can eat your face.
forward.
Apparently, the exiles are dead now. Apparently, Tretch has done his thing, which is, good for him. Well done. Well bloody done.
Let the bell scream.
Okay, we're going to push up quick as possible. We've taken a little bit of damage there, but I'm willing to... I think we can take him. We've got Undersea in Flensburg. Apparently got a brutal business, so base weapon damage increase for all armies. That's less useful for me. Can't really do anything apart from... Oh, I could have put holes in the wall, couldn't I? I mean, I can do that anyway next turn, so it's fine.
Call me death master.
That's fine. Alright, well, we go... Okay, we're taking everything else, so basically it's just a case of moving in, taking out Karakadrin. Now, they have rebuilt the Slayer Shrine, which means they can potentially recruit Slayers, but they can't recruit Giant Slayers. So, I don't think they'll be able to recruit much before we sweep in. I mean, I could be wrong. Fuck it. Miles O'Brien's getting a Doom Wheel because he's earned it. He's bloody earned it. And Goggle Rats, you're just, I mean, just enjoy the sun and sea. That's what I would. Because I think we're about to move in to the final battle of the campaign. Right. So, we're within range, which is good. Now, next thing.
You listen to Queet,
Oh, Queet, you bitch! You little bitch! Just because you're strength rank 3, you won't confederate with me anymore, you absolute bastard. Ooh, you bastard. Okay, never mind. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. Right, what we're going to do is first things first, damage the wall. 72% chance. Success. Good. Next thing, we're going to... Holy shit. How have you managed to recruit 13 units in one fucking turn? I mean, they're all dwarf warriors, but still. Okay, assault the garrison.
Unlock the gates, assassin.
Good.
Grey harbinger of doom.
Okay, we're going to move Krelkin first.
Attack.
So, that's not too bad.
Destroy them all.
That's not too bad. Then we just need to move
Council demands.
old Smiley. Old Smiley in here. That's not close enough.
Master engineer.
Oh, it's because you're marching. Is it because you're marching? Can you attack that? You can ambush that. Kill him. And then you should be close enough.
Slay murder.
There we go. Right. Now, effectively, now, obviously if I get Queek to confederate with me, that'd be nice. It is just going to mean recruiting a bunch of plague monks, which is not that particularly difficult. So, what I'm going to do, we're going to fight this battle. Final battle of the campaign. And then I'll just recruit a bunch of plague monks. How ironic that Ungrim Ironfists, who is, of course, has been my nemesis this entire fucking campaign. This is his house. This is where he lives. This is Karakadrin, and this is the last holdout of the dwarves. Well, that's not technically true because, well, you'll find out. But basically, Thorgrim has an army somewhere in the middle of the Empire. But this is going to be the last battle because mopping up one little army is just too annoying to actually bother recording. So, for all intents and purposes, this is the last hold of the dwarves. Our reinforcements are arriving as Miles O'Brien brings in some troops to help out our Grey Seer. Is it Krelk? I can't remember. He's a nameless red shirt. We sent in some menace from below to take out the Grudge Thrower, and the dwarves, you know, mostly exploded each other, which is fine. Absolutely okay with that. We're taking out the towers. They're not doing too much damage, but better take them out than not. Obviously, we did firebomb this entire place, and they had to rebuild it, so that's why they didn't have defenses. They did have defenses beforehand. We firebombed it, no defenses. Makes my life a lot easier. Let's finish off those towers. Of course, we did a little damage to the walls as well, so they've got some breaches. This means we can, like, pour into the city where we want to, but because we've got quite a lot of Clan Scryer artillery here, we can just pound the dwarves into submission, particularly with the Death Globe mortars, which are in sieges. These things are absolutely fucking devastating because the amount of damage they can put out, particularly on like packed infantry at the gates, is basically obscene. We've also got some warp grinders because I actually quite like. You know what? I was very down on the warp grinders before this campaign, and I've come in. I've played with the warp grinders. Like, you know what? They have a place. I don't think they are a unit I would recruit often because they're not very. I feel like at the harder difficulties, you need an army that can deal with multiple different types of opponent. And warp grinders kind of only work against large blocks of infantry. So I would say they're okay. Maybe if you just want to have a bit of fun, they're fine. But for your main army, probably not later on, I would say. Probably not later on. This Plague Claw Catapult's doing a lot of damage, and we've pushed our infantry forward. You can see the Death Globe mortars just absolutely devastating the dwarvish infantry.
Get your beards out the way, Darwin. We must match.
Absolute carnage. Absolute bloody carnage. 96 kills so far. They've only used a third. What's that? About a third of their ammunition. And just doing more damage all the time. Plague Claw Catapults as well, just pounding the city centre. Victory is already in our grasp, and there go the Poison Wind Globes. The nice thing about the Poison Wind Globes is that because they're not particularly accurate, they will like splash damage quite a few different units, and then just slowly drain their health. Particularly when the little dwarves, like, you know, open the gates and shit. So you can see a few of them coming in. Actually despawning before they hit because they're being lobbed so high. Which is a shame, because all it takes is one poison globe to debuff an entire unit. There you go, so these guys have been debuffed. More death globes raining down, the rattling guns getting in as well, and now we're going to send in the vermin tide. Very much a case of, yeah, this is in the bag, let's send in the storm vermin. Who cares if they all die? Doesn't really matter. Now, of course, the main issue we have is this prick. Yet again, fucking Ungrim Iron fucking Fist, the unbreakable bastard. Basically fucking unkillable. Unbreakable. So we're probably going to have to take the city to win the battle. You can see a lot of... Yeah, we sent in Menace below, and then, of course, they just chucked explosive charges directly into their own units. Good job there. Poison Wind, like, flying through the door. Doing a lot of damage there. I mean, they're getting absolutely wrecked. You can see Storm Vermin flooding into the city. They don't seem to want to come through the door, though. They're just sort of running backwards and forwards. But that's okay, not a big deal. I tried to send the warp fire throwers in front, but I guess they can't see over the little lumps of debris which are in the way, which is a bit of a problem. Never mind. So these... What's that? Longbeards? Longbeards are broken. We can push forward. Say, we're going to have to take the city centre, because Ungrim is basically unkillable for us. There's no one who can actually take on Ungrim. We could potentially shoot him to death if I got the rattling guns in, but in such a confined position, he could potentially, I mean, maybe he could potentially hack his way through our entire army. Potentially. So, I really hate that guy, and the fact that he keeps popping up, like every single turn, it's Ungrim going, hello again, I'm back! Little brass orb coming out there. Gonna deal with those thunderers for a second. We're spawning in more clan rats all over the place. As is tradition, there's a little scorch there. And as is tradition, it bounces off the walls straight into our own storm vermin. Perfect. That's what we wanted. Well, it's not what we wanted, but it's what happened. Last stand of dwarves, storm vermin pouring into the city. There's the plague monks as well. Dwarves a little bit outnumbered. Still standing firm despite the fact they're surrounded by the bodies of their friends. I'd shoot faster if I were you guys. They're doing their best to hold back, but it's not looking good for them. They're actually managing to hold us back here. These dwarf warriors apparently doing quite... I mean, they're losing decisively, but the storm vermin just aren't killing very many of them. Come on, put your backs into it. No, you don't run, flee, kill, useless bastards. What am I paying you for? I'm not paying you. So there's Ungrim... Oh, that's Grombrindle. We've got Grombrindle here as well. Yeah, the dwarf lords, the legendary lords, have just been popping up all over the place repeatedly, all over. I mean, just endless. Every single army I deal with, there's just more of the fuckers. They just keep popping up. I have to pop them back down again. I think pretty much all of my generals have all of the traits from all of the dwarf legendary lords. I mean, look at this, man. This. I mean, this is peak Total War Warhammer for me. Just hordes of storm vermin and dwarves battling across the cityscape of a dwarf city. Artillery firing off in the background. It's just great. Ungrim's just slowly hacking his way through everywhere. He's got 51 kills so far. He's not taken a huge amount of damage. I mean, he is... Oh, good job, guys. That's it. Light up the peak gate guards. Nice work. I mean, they are also lighting up quite a few of our own storm vermin, but that's what they're there for. And the dwarves are slowly being ground down, and we're inside the city centre as well, so we've taken that. The victory points are counting down. It's just a matter of time now. But basically it means waiting for victory and keeping Ungrim busy long enough. I mean, I could just run away from him, but... And I think the Death Mortars they're trying to help out by, like, firing on him. However, Ungrim is quite a small target. And the storm vermin around him, there's more of those. So, yeah, that's not great. There's, yeah, I should probably stop my artillery from firing, but it feels very Skaven to just be like, just kill him with everything you've got. No matter the, it's like, line him up, boys, line him up, fire everything you've got. So it took me a few more turns to win after that battle, mostly because Thorgrim had an army in the middle of the Empire and took Fort Oberstry, and from there started producing stacks and stacks of fucking miners every turn. So I had to send Deathmaster Snitch and Miles O'Brien to basically pincer movement the shit out of him. And that took a few turns. But after I did that, Queek was more than happy to confederate with me and then basically I instantly won. So that was good. He had enough. Suspicion was, I think someone put this in the comments, but Confederate with Quick, he'd probably got the units that you need to win the campaign. He did indeed have enough units for me to win the campaign, so instantly Confederate instantly won the campaign. But finishing off those dwarves, fuck me. I don't know how many turns it took. It must have been like 6 or 7 turns afterwards, and it was just auto-resolving a whole bunch of fights as I fended off wave upon wave of dwarves and Wissenlands and Bretonnians, and I'm like, this is with the order tide effectively like Ixnade, right? They did not have much of an order tide, and despite that, they were still an absolute fucking nightmare to kill. I really feel like there's some issues with the dwarves, because they were recruiting about, I rough estimate, 13 units a turn, and I don't think they should be able to do that. Like on one settlement. I don't mind the AI cheating, but when they're on one minor settlement riddled with vampiric corruption with one income building, they should not have a stack of iron breakers and hammerers and then be throwing out miners left, right and centre with Grombrindle, Belagar, Ungrim and Thorgrim all leading armies. I'm like, that shouldn't be allowed to happen. And yet, it did. Like, I understand the AI having bonuses to make them a threat to the player, right? The player is always going to be smarter, and I know there's people who can just make the AI smart. No, look, if the AI is fine. To be honest, you don't want an AI that can outthink a human, because it would be really unfun to play against. But when it gets down to them having one little minor settlement, they shouldn't be able to just throw stacks and stacks of shit at you, because that's just not fun. Never mind. I mean, I really enjoyed. I enjoyed Clan Eshin. It was good. It was a nice little switch over, having lots of gutter runners. But I'm looking forward to playing something with a little bit more of a meatier front line. Ideally, I quite enjoyed that last battle with all the artillery. Admittedly, I killed most of my own units, but yeah, that's Skaven for you. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.